with it, and it was fairly simple. So do you guys want to know how that was? How I was able to make way more money? Because actually what I did was I took, instead of getting a $20 sale, I got either a $99 sale or a $199 sale from the same customer, and which really led me to needing less customers to make way more money. So anybody want to know how I did that? Does anybody want to know? Like something, post, say something. I need feedback. My voice is failing. Good guess, Martin. But I actually didn't make my own product. What I did was I just added value to it, because the thing I was selling was the cookie cutter was a $20 product. Basically, I mean, it wasn't really an ebook, but in essence, it was an ebook basically teaching people how to set up a simple system to make money online. And their system was this 3-page website and an autoresponder. Okay. Now, the ebook just explained it. I mean, it didn't really do anything. It just told you what to do. Okay, but it didn't really show you like how to do it. And so what I did is, when I was advertising it, I, instead of just saying, and I did still offer the $20, like, look, the actual product is $20, but I had a service where I was like, look, I will actually set this stuff up for you. All right. So, because you gotta understand, see, here's what you gotta understand. And if you understand this, then you can make a lot of money. All right. Because this is the essence of information marketing. All right. Information marketing is knowing how to do something yourself, okay, and being somewhat successful with it, okay. So you can't teach people something that you've never done, and it's definitely something that you weren't successful at, okay. So that's rule number one. But you gotta understand, like, if you know a little bit more than some other people, then you have a lot of value that you can give them, okay. I always tell people, like, people have a saying, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, okay? And, another saying is that, to a second grader, a third grader is God, okay? And I haven't know that, because I actually have a daughter. Well, she's actually going to the third grade. She was second grader, but, like, she looks up to these, people that are, like, one grade ahead of her. Okay, so they're like, oh, wow, she's a third grader, whatever. So, if you know a little bit more than other people, especially in some area where they want to know, then you can profit off of that, okay? So here I am. You understand, like, I'm for all intents and purposes a newbie, okay? I'm a newbie, okay? But I do understand how to basically set up a website and an autoresponder web form, and put in the autoresponder messages. I understand how to do that. I know how to do that, all right? I started doing it for people. I was like, and I still sold the $20 thing, but I was like, look, I basically was done for you. I forget what I was doing for $99. I can't remember what it was, but I remember for the $199, I did everything for them. I set up the website, set up the autoresponder, I put in the messages, whatever. I think that was basically it. I may have given them some pointers on how to promote it, but I basically just set everything up for them. May have given them some ads. Doubt if I gave them keyword lists. That's it. And I charged $200 for that. And I tell you, I got more sales at $199 than I got at $99, and then I got at $20. Okay, because people want shit done for them. Okay, like, one thing, they want to read this ebook or read this course or do this, like, okay, this is what you do, this is how you do it. They want it done for them. Okay, now, and at first when I started doing it, I actually kind of did it myself, and then so I realized that this was like way more work than I wanted to do. So I got somebody else to do it. I got this other company to actually do it. So I was just basically passing people on to them. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think in order for them to perform what I was selling for $200 for $199, I think it may have cost me like $30 or $40 to pay them. So I was making, a healthy profit for each one of these orders, and I wasn't doing any work, and I still had a full-time job. I wasn't doing any work, and so all I had to do, sell 4 or 5 of those a day, which was what I was doing anyway. And And so that takes me from $300 a day to, $1,000 a day. I mean, like really, really easy, with the same amount or even a lower amount of sales. So what I'm saying to you is that you know a lot more than you think you know, okay? And there's like newbies coming into this market every single day, and they need help. They need a lot of help. And even though, you might not, be very successful as far as making a whole bunch of money online, you may not think that you are doing like great or whatever, but you know a lot more than a lot of other people, okay? And you may be, there's several affiliates that I work with that know way more about Ad Center than I do, because I don't do Ad Center a whole lot. I really focus on Google AdWords. I haven't done Ad Center like very seriously, and they know way more than me. And it's like, even though like they're like looking like me, like, well, wow, you're doing all this and that, and kind of looking up to me in that way. But I'm like, man, you have knowledge that I don't have that I wouldn't mind having. Okay, so I'd pay you to coach me on this or whatever, or arrange some type of barter type of thing. But you know how to do stuff that a lot of other people don't know how to do. And so, and even if you don't know how to do it, okay, even if you don't know how to do it, you can broker it. Okay, you can use this. This is a great site. I don't know if you ever heard of it. This amazing site. It's called Fiverr.com. Okay, you could actually broker all these services and have like other people do them. Okay, so just basic stuff. Setting up websites, setting up autoresponders. I mean, like basic stuff. Okay, and if you really want to go hard, as my friend Lloyd always says, if you really want to go hard, you can customize it. So say, let's go back to the examples that we were given for CPV, where you could pop over certain sites. Okay, you could pop over certain products that you bought yourself, and that they recommend a certain method, whatever. And so you can be like, look, I'll set this whole thing up for you. Blah blah. You can collect those names. You can either present it from then or then a little bit later when they had time to actually consume the product. You'd be like, look, I'll do this for you. Because that's all I did. It was an established product, and it showed people how to set up a website and an autoresponder. And I just like, look, I'll do it for you. And I did. I did it for a very short period of time, then I quickly outsourced it. And got someone else to do it. And you can do the exact same thing. I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, like, I'm not gonna out anybody or anything like that, but I know people that offer like SEO services, and they outsource the whole thing to Fiverr.com, or some of them maybe like somebody like Elance or Scriptlance, but lately like people, Fiverr, okay, if you're not with it, if you don't know about it, you need to check it out. There, people do anything for $5. All right, so again, this is just another way that you can monetize your list. Okay, if you're building lists of biz-op people or like, want to be internet marketers and stuff, this is a way that you can monetize. I'm not saying that this is, everybody should do this, but hey, if you're trying to make money, look, this is what I did, okay, and I was able to make $1,000 a day, okay, from using this method, from just basically giving people value. Like, look, okay, I'll get this done for you, okay, and you'd be amazed. I was shocked that I got more. I'm telling you that. Actually, I wish. This was so long ago. It was lots of computers ago. And I don't have stuff back. So I don't have like my exact numbers from 2000, 2001. But I just can remember being shocked that I had more $199 sales. That's $199 than I had $20 sales, or that I had $9. Really, I ended up getting rid of the $99 because like hardly anybody got the middle thing. I can't remember what it was. So I went from $20 to $200. Like, who does that? But it worked. It worked. And it all came down from building lists, because I could still send people to the offer, still get collected $20. And I had that option as well. I was like, okay, well, if you've already purchased the $20, I'll just take the $20, off the price, and it'd be $179 instead of $199. So this is something that you could easily do. You could easily do it. People talk about like for local services, local businesses, you can do the exact same thing for internet marketers, or especially for newbie internet marketers. And that's just one example, okay? But that's what I did. I did a done for you service, and it dramatically increased my earnings and dramatically increased what I could do. And even if you do it yourself, look, man, if I was doing that, if you work 8 hours a day, if I could do like 4 or 5, let's say 5 websites a day 5 website and autoresponders and load of messages a day. I mean, maximum take me 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, maybe if I was really, really slow, and I'm going to make $1,000 profit. You know, I mean, that's not a bad day, you know. I mean, people like try to look down on like manual labor and doing all this stuff. Man, look, get money, okay? Until you figure it out, until you figure out how to outsource it, until you figure out how to automate it, just do it. Do the work, you know. Get the money. Then, you know, figure out how to make it easier. All right. So so that's how I, you know, really blew up that particular opportunity. So that's that. So again, software. You know, again, we talked about this. Great way to build a niche. Come up with some software that you can give away to people, or sell to people, or you can even do what's called a freemium. Okay, like I'm probably about to do for mine. Okay, like you said, Splits as Rockstar is free, but then if you want some added features to it, you know, they can do a paid model, maybe like $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever. But this is what really, you know, blows up and that you can sell for millions. Okay, because you got a whole bunch of people that are using your stuff and paying you monthly for it. You know, then that's the type of stuff that's very attractive to these people. So I'm getting tired of talking. I need to take a little break here. So Rico, I'm gonna let you jump back in. You can finish up. Then I'm gonna come back and finish up, and then we're gonna finish up.
Okay. Cool.
So here, let me give you the mic here.
All right. All right, is everybody still with us? Can I get a couple yeses? I know we're probably about, what are we, about 4 hours in almost? Cool. All right. Okay, so basically, what I want to, I think before I pass it back over to Greg, I was talking about that method with the legal lead gen offer that we were doing. And yeah, so what I wanted to, okay, so I talked about the optimization with that and basically how we watch visitors. And a couple of you asked what software we were using that we do use to do that. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Okay, so basically, as far as like optimization softwares, I know some of you guys have been talking about them. In particular, I mean, the ones that we use regularly, Visual Website Optimizer, which is great, and mouseflow.com is where you can actually see what somebody's doing on your page. You can see where their mouse moves. You can see if they're scrolling up and down. And you can see, like in our case, we were seeing how much of the forms they were completing and things like that. CPV Lab is great for tracking pathways. You know, if you're new to doing all this stuff, CPV Lab may seem a little advanced, you know, but it's definitely one of the best tools to use if you're trying to track multiple pages. But if you're just starting out, I usually tell guys who are just starting out just to use Stat Counter, so you can just you can track each page individually, and you kind of can look at all the stats on one page. CPV Lab kind of does it in one, you know, like a one page essentially. But anyway, these are some of the basic tracking and optimization softwares we use. Okay, so if you don't know what Visual Website Optimizer is, I mean, it's great basically. Let's say, as far as from a testing standpoint, like with headlines, like some of the pages that Greg showed you, you know, if you're testing, like especially with PPV traffic or any traffic in general, you want to be able to test quickly. So you want to be able to test your headlines. So Visual Website Optimizer enables you to do that without having to create a bunch of separate pages. So if you're just testing your headline, you don't have to create 10 different pages with 10 different headlines. You can do it within Visual Website Optimizer without getting all technical. They basically use like a JavaScript code. Basically, you can just say, okay, this headline is going to say this. Then you say, in the second option, it'll say this, and the third option, it'll say this. So you do all that within the Visual Website Optimizer. It'll then give you a piece of coding that you can give to your programmer, who you can pay. If you don't have a programmer, you can pay somebody like $15, you know, to place that on your page for you. And essentially what you could technically be doing is you could refresh your page and you would see each headline or whatever you're split testing, you would see it rotate a different headline each time. And by doing that, you can do tests very quickly, and you don't have to necessarily create a whole bunch of different pages. So Visual Website Optimizer is a great tool for that. And then you can also do some more complex testing. We usually use it for A/B testing, where you're testing like one headline versus the other headline, or maybe you're testing 3 different headlines. If you see kind of where it says multivariate testing, what that means is that we might be testing the headline, and then we might be testing the call to action, like on the opt-in page. And then we might be even testing an image. So if we're testing multiple things at the same time, that's called multivariate testing. And you have to get a lot more data before you realize which combination is going to work the best, because it has to go through all of the various combinations of each individual test to find out the winner. So A/B testing is the easiest. You have 3 things, you test 3 different headlines, you figure out which headline gets the best conversion rates, best opt-in rate. In this case is what our conversion was. So basically it also does heat maps. You can see heat maps and things like that. And the other software is Mouseflow. This is a software that when I was talking about the legal lead gen offer we were doing, you could literally see what people are doing, and I mean it's a great software. It basically made the difference on that campaign, on like us abandoning the campaign and saying we'll just move on to another project, versus like, okay, we know exactly what's happening now, so we need to make these changes, and the only way we were able to see that is by literally seeing that people were trying to fill out the form, they were getting stuck on some certain questions, and they would leave, or it was just people who are our competitors are filling out the form, and we could tell that they were fake because it was they were just copying and pasting the same information in there. So we wouldn't have known that otherwise. So and this Mouseflow, it's pretty cheap. It's like you can get 1,000 page views, like you can see 1,000 videos basically of what people do in your page for like $10 a month, or it's in euros the price, so I think it's like $10 or $15 a month, which is 1,000 is more than enough for you to get some stuff going and making some money, so you can pay back the cost of using these types of softwares. But I would highly recommend using this for any page that you do. You'll get a lot of good information as far as like where people read, where their eye moves, and usually where their mouse is moving is where their eye's at, typically. And you can optimize your pages based on that. So I've referred this software to people. There's some other softwares like this, but this is one that is the most economical and easiest to implement. It's literally one piece of coding that you place on your page. You can get a programmer, like I said, to do it for it'll take them 2 seconds. You can pay them $10. And it says, if you have more than one website, I think you can. If you have more than one website you want to use it on, you might have to pay a couple more dollars per month. They have options. Actually, let me just go to it right now. We can see in real time what it does, what the pricing is for that. So here's site, mouseflow.com, pricing and plans. All right, so if you have one website, €10 a month, I think that's like $15 a month. So 1,000 recorded sessions. 10,000 recorded sessions, 3 websites. And there's a couple other ones, that people use. Yost, you were saying InspectLet. This one of the ones we were using ClickTel, but it was like 5-10 times as expensive. And this does just as well. So there's a lot of them out there that you can use, but it's interesting. Like at the end of the day, it comes down to like being able to see what people are doing, especially if you're collecting opt-ins and you're testing different positions of your opt-in page, testing headlines. It's really cool to see people's reactions to certain things and how quickly they opt in or how quickly they leave the page. It definitely helped us out with that particular project. Somebody's asking, what is a good source of images for ads? I mean, you can go to Google Images if you just go to Google Images and if you can do a search, and you can refine your search for like if you're testing images, you can refine your search so that you're only getting images that are allowed to be freely shared without having to claim the original owner. Flickr, FLICKR, is another place where you can do searches for photos or images that are not copyright protected, and you can use those. We usually just do Google Images. And there's also like stock photo sites. If you just Google stock photo images, there's a whole bunch of sites. But for the most part, we just use Google Images and pick and find some there for free. Unless you're testing like a massive amount of images, I really wouldn't be paying for images because there's a lot of free ones available. But at the same time, I wouldn't recommend trying to use copyrighted images. I just wouldn't recommend doing that, especially if you're going to do a lot of volume, because you can run into issues like that. All right, I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's questions here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is one thing I wanted to talk about: massive data monetization techniques. This is something. I really don't talk about, honestly, just because it's a little controversial to some people who don't understand it. But it's definitely a way that we've been able to build some very, very massive lists very quickly, and then funnel them in, to create even higher quality lists for different niches.
Oh, hold on. Hey, Rico, is this the thing that we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with letting them know this. I don't know, man. I like to share and everything, but man. To it's probably I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the skill level of everybody on this call, so it may be more. It's a more advanced strategy. So I don't know. What do you guys think? This is like, man, this is like, I don't know. Nobody. I've never seen anybody ever teach this or talk about it, and I don't know. I think we only charge $97 for this. I don't think it's this is like $97 material. This is more like $9,997.
I agree. It's for the people who would actually be able to use it. That's
this is like super stupid, man. Oh, I'm gonna leave it up to you, man. I'm gonna leave it up to you.
All right. Well, let me think about it for a second. I'll answer some of these questions in the meantime.
All right.
Oops. Where am I at here? All right. Because I saw a bunch of questions coming. Oh, somebody asking, do you use this method for Facebook advertising? What method, Claudette, are you saying? Method for Facebook advertising? Internal systems that are managing data.
Oh, I will say though that Facebook is definitely a really good source for squeeze page as well. If I was ranking the traffic sources, I would say CPV 1, TPC 2, and I'd say Facebook 3, as far as running traffic to opt-in pages.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Cross. So you're saying like just the monetization strategy in general? Yeah, absolutely, definitely. I have case studies of how kind of reserved for like our private clients, basically, but like that monetizing Facebook. There's many ways to use these monetization strategies, but Facebook is definitely a big one, and it's not just. One thing we have is a team of outsourcers. I like to call my research and development team. So test all these like little projects here and there, and then see which ones have the most potential. And then if it works, we have our outsourcers kind of go at it and try to make it make it work better. So and Facebook is one like not just maybe collecting leads through pay-per-click through the Facebook ads, but then funneling people in through fan pages and then providing updates through fan pages and then sending them to relevant offers that way. So this stuff. The traffic source pretty much any traffic source, any place where there's people that are real people that are interested in something, these monetization pathways, these strategies will work. And if you look at Facebook, I mean, you'll see them. I mean, it's like if you're just thinking from just a list building standpoint, we're just getting to the basics of what we're talking about here. I mean, people are using Facebook all the time. I mean, if you, I don't know, maybe because of the things that I like on my Facebook page or whatever, I see BizOp ads and monetization pathways, even though, I mean, most people just call them, you know, opt-in pages, and they're just selling offers on the back end. But I mean, those are monetization pathways, no matter how basic they are. I mean, they're all over the place, and definitely Facebook would be one. Before I did want, there was something I did skip earlier because I didn't know how much time we have here, because you can only talk about so much in a few hours here. One thing I wanted to talk about.
I tell you what, I still got a lot more too.
Okay.
Hey Rico, I still got a lot more too. We might have to do a part. We might have to do a part 2 or something, because we're already at 5 hours. 4 hours.
I'm like, because I was looking, I was like, oh man, I was like, I have like 4 other.
Yeah, we might have to do a part 2. We might have to do a part 2, because it's getting late, and if I stay on any longer, I'm gonna get too drunk here. So, yeah.
All right.
So I tell you what, why don't we? Okay, so where are you looking at questions? You're looking at on the.
I was looking at GoToMeeting.
GoToMeeting. Okay.
Did you want to mention the other thing?
Yeah, I did. I tell you what. Yeah, I tell you what. Let me. Let's see. If you insist on showing these people this other massive data thing.
No, and I'm talking about the event.
September, yeah. Let's jump in. Let's do that real quick. All right, we're gonna decide. I mean, if you guys want to see how to build a real sick list, real fast, real fast, we're gonna talk about something that you can do that with. But first, again, appreciate you guys being on here and everything, and we are, if you like, again, this is a lot of stuff. A lot of material. We're going to do a part 2, and we're going to give you some stuff to kind of try to streamline this or whatever. But if you want to take it a step further, and if you actually just want to really get this stuff done, I mean, and actually have us sit down with you and work with you, to actually get your squeeze pages done, your whole monetization paths, everything done, then we have something coming up that we can do that. So can you put up that, you have that slide or page or whatever, Rico? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, look, end of this month, and we're just going to go through this real quick. Not for everybody, but the end of September, end of this month, September 28th, actually through October 1st, we're going to have this Super Affiliate Rockstar $1 million weekend extravaganza, okay? And it's actually going to be 3 events, kind of together. And so, because people are in different levels, so you might just want to come to the Pathway Workshop, and you're already good with traffic, or if you already got your, pathway, you just want to come to the traffic part, that's fine. Then we have a nice little cool event at the end that you can just come by itself as well. But anyway, the first part, the first 2 days, is our $1 million sales funnel workshop. All right, so this is Friday and Saturday. And this is taking place in Washington, D.C. So here's what we're going to do. The whole point, by the time you leave, you're going to have a complete monetization pathway built out, okay? So we're talking about squeeze pages, some landing pages, the whole monetization funnel. We're going to pick out which affiliate offers that you need to use to monetize it. We're going to write the follow-up sequences. Now, this is a workshop, okay? So it's not necessarily done for you. This is done with you. Okay, we're going to do it all together. We're going to do it. It's a workshop. We're actually going to get this thing done over 2 days, and we're going to, before you leave, to make sure you have all the stuff already done. All right. Some other stuff I can't really get into. Again, 25K real K value. Okay, you're also going to, the secret sauce. Like I was telling people kind of come and they want to see what the big magic is. How do you make this 50K a day? Blah blah whatever. If there is a secret sauce, the secret sauce is testing. Okay. So we have this new rapid split testing system that we've been kind of beta testing ourselves, and we haven't even rolled it out yet. but we're going to, give it to, people that attend this workshop. It's 5K. We're also going to sit down with you and do a personal email marketing consultation, because again, a lot of this money is done through email, and so you really need to, to really have your emails right. Okay, have your emails close to perfect as possible. And so we're going to sit down and consult with you and get those emails done. And this can either apply to the funnel that we built at the workshop, or if you already have an existing business or existing funnel, and you want to use that consultation for that, you can do it for that. All right. Also, Rico's going to get into his $1,000 leads per day blueprint. Show you exactly how to do that. It's been working extremely well for him, and it's pretty easy to implement as well. Also, direct access to our programmers and our designer. We have, well, you guys already know, some of you guys know, we're the best programmer in business. I mean, knows CPA inside and out, knows the light side, the dark side, all the sides. It's really good, and and we're going to have all our designers there. We're going to have them there and ready, to design things there, and you also have access to them after that. We have a whole outsourced team and some in-house that you can have access to. All right, and then also every month, Rico's going to be sending you monetization mastery ongoing case studies, so you can stay on top of everything that's happening. Because look, the internet changes fast. Okay, so you want to stay up to date. Plus, every month you're going to get new things that you can learn from, that you can swipe and deploy. And so get that every month. So it's not just going to be that one weekend, but it's going to continue, after that. And then you're also going to get the monetization mastery outsourcing clinic. Rico has done a fantastic job. I mean, he's like one of the best. His outsourcers rule his outsourcers. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, so it's. He has a really good method for that, so we're going to get into that. So the event one, that's event one. That's the first 2 days. Now, event two is going to be is all about traffic. Okay, so we're going to take the funnels that we built in the first 2 days, and then we're going to apply traffic to them. Okay, and by apply traffic, I mean we're going to do everything there. We're going to do a keyword research. If it's CBB, we're going to do our domain research, demographic research. Whatever traffic sources that we think are the best for your particular niche or demographic. We're going to build out the campaigns. We're going to write the ads, banners, whatever. We're actually going to set up the traffic accounts. So you're all ready to go. So we're just going to do the traffic, and then in addition to that, just some some stuff that I'm going to kind of share with you. I'm going to show you guys how to get dirt cheap media buy traffic. Okay, a lot of people think media buy traffic is more expensive than some other forms, and you can really get it get it real cheap. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Testing and tracking is probably one of the most important things. So we're going to talk about secrets of testing and tracking like a pro. I'm going to show you the real way to make money on CBB that actually nobody's talking about. Okay, so again, nobody's teaching this. I still have yet to see anybody teach it, so we're going to talk about that, which I think will really make a big difference. And also, PPC is definitely one of my specialties, so I'm going to talk about ramping that, how to scale your campaigns, and a whole lot of other stuff. Just everything you need for traffic. All right, so again, my $50,000 clients, they come in and they fly in for 1 day, and we do this per one-on-one consulting, okay, about this. So, you're looking at, $50,000 right there. Now, event 3, it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for this. We're going to have a yacht mastermind, okay? So, again, I'm renting a yacht that day. And this is Washington, D.C. We have the Potomac River. So we're going to have a mastermind. So if you guys are not familiar with the mastermind, how it works, basically, everybody's going to get a hot seat. Okay, so everybody's there is going to get a set amount of time, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how many people are there. And you get a chance to talk about your business, talk about, any successes you're having, failures you're having, any problems you're having, whatever. And the beauty of it is that everybody else in the mastermind is going to be focused on you and your issue and help you out and everything. Okay, it's not just me, Rico. I've invited some other really good friends of mine. Can't really mention names right now, but some other really bright seven-figure internet marketers, that'll be there as well. So basically, what we're going to do it is we're going to meet in the morning, and kind of try to get like the hard work out of the way, and then we're going to get on the yacht, around lunchtime. We're going to have lunch on the yacht. Then we're just going to, have more of an informal mastermind on the yacht, networking, partying, have drinks in there, everything. We're just going to have a good time, roll, probably cruise the river for about 5 hours, and then, on the boat. And then after that, who knows? I mean, I know some people want to fly back, we'll probably, hit us some kind of restaurant, bar, whatever after that. So it's a whole day of just networking, masterminding, and then we have that. So anyway, if this sounds like something that you will be interested in, and you think that this might be something that you want to do, email Rico at rico@superfillerroster.com. Now here's the thing. I mean, again, we're not, this is not for everybody, and but at the same time, I really want to see, who's serious, and because I don't want just anybody there. I mean, because I think it's important for everybody that's there if the whole group, is kind of like on one accord, and kind of, just similar mindset. So, so we definitely want to be fairly picky, as far as who's there. So, so if you want to get an application, just shoot Rico an email, kind of just give a line or two about, why you think, you should be there, and why you'd be a good addition to the group. And then we'll take it from there. So that's all the that's the only commercial. So that's that. But it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun weekend. So again, you can either do just the first 2 days if you want, the traffic day if you want, or just the mastermind if you want, whatever. It's all modular, and we'll put together the right package for you. So email Rico for an application, and that's that. So, okay. All right. So where were we before the?
Oh yeah. I was going to talk. Unless you had something to bring up, I was just going to talk quickly because this is one I skipped as far as like the metrics to look at when figuring out how much you can pay for opt-ins and everything like that.
Okay, go for it.
Cool. All right. So I know some of you guys were asking about like how do you figure out how the opt-in rates and things like that. Or figuring out how much you can afford to pay for opt-in, and basically these are some basic metrics that I use. Basically, like CPO means cost per opt-in, RPO means the revenue you make per opt-in, LTV is lifetime value of the lead. So basically, just real quickly, like from the ROI metrics, if you spend $100 and you get 100 opt-ins, that means your cost per opt-in is $1, so $1 per opt-in. Pretty simple math. Basically, you obviously that's the first metric you're usually going to find out how much you're paying to get an opt-in. Then obviously on the back end, depending on when you're monetizing the lead, so if you're getting an opt-in and then sending them immediately to a CPA offer or a ClickBank offer or wherever, then you'll know, when you send enough traffic, on average how much you make in just revenue, not expenses, but how much you actually make per lead. So, if you get 100 opt-ins and you make $100, that means you made $1 per opt-in. But if you spend $100, that means you broke even. That means your actual profit was zero. So some people, if you're confused revenue and profit, revenue is just solid amount of money that was generated before you take out the expenses. All right. In order to figure out what your profit is, that's where you look at the LTV, the lifetime value. So you take your total revenue, however much you made, minus however much you spent to make that, and you can include, when you start doing longer term calculations, you can also start including like how much you pay for an autoresponder a month into your overall expenses to get the true lifetime value of the lead. So you would be, your revenue minus your expenses divided your total opt-ins. And what I found just from working with a lot of people on this particular stuff is that after a while, people kind of lose focus on the LTV, which is technically going to be the most important metric to take into consideration, especially if you're generating leads to like the same opt-in page or the same traffic source for a long period of time. Because if you don't really know like the lifetime value of your lead, or if you don't have a good estimate, then it's harder to scale with paid traffic. So you want to try to get that number as quick as possible, or at least be cognizant, be aware that you need to be keeping track of what that number is, especially as you start to add more back-end offers to your funnel. Like just keeping it simple. If you're just getting opt-in and sending them right to ClickBank, you have that opt-in now. So obviously, the really the only way you're probably going to be making money off that lead is sending them emails. I mean, most likely you're probably just going to get the email address. So your only way to monetize them on the back end is just to send them emails. So you're going to send them more emails. The more emails you send, and the more opt-ins you get, the greater chance that you'll make more money on the back end. So after a while, the lifetime value of that lead will increase because you will know how much you are making after, say, you have 30 email message follow-ups in there. And then say you're sending out a broadcast. So you have an autoresponder sequence that maybe has 30 pre-written emails in it. And then maybe, say, every other day, you're sending out a broadcast email. So say, for instance, you're just finding the latest affiliate offer, or you're looking for other products or offers, or maybe you're sending a series of emails out for a product launch that is relevant to your list. You would calculate, all that would be calculated. So at the end of a month, say you're driving traffic for a month, at the end of that month, you would look at all the numbers. You would say, okay, I spent this much on traffic, I got this many opt-ins, and here is how much I made. And then that's when you look at like how much did I earn per opt-in, and that's when you start to develop your lifetime value. And we talk about these numbers and like these metrics, and sometimes it can be seem overwhelming to keep track of all that. But if you're able to, it's not hard to, but you just have to be disciplined to look at that and be looking out for it. But if you are, like when I gave the case study with the $2 ebook I was selling, that was the reason I was able to scale, because I knew it was like the stats were consistent. If somebody bought that ebook, it was like consistently 3% of those people were going to buy that higher end product where I got a $100 commission. It was like consistent. So I knew that. So it's like as long as I can afford to pay, or spend $1 per opt-in or $1 to get that person to come in and buy the book or whatever, I knew that I would make money. So that's really key.
Hey, Rico, I'm going to interrupt you, but yeah, let's cut that there, and we'll have to table that for our next webinar, because it's getting late. I do want to get these people, everybody wants to hear this massive data method. Just real quick before we move on, though, this last bullet that you said is really important, because, for example, let's take like one of those ClickBank products, for example. Okay, so let's just say like you might lose a little bit of money like up front for each opt-in that you get there, but based on the follow-ups that you send them like in a week's time, you might make up your money, or you might make a profit. And at the end of a month, you definitely make a profit. So that's going to determine how much money you can spend on traffic. So say, for example, so if you have, okay, look, I have say 10 grand I could spend, or I could spend $1,000 a day. If you can, if you look at how much money that you're going to make in a week, especially if you can, like a CPA type of thing where you can get paid every week or whatever, then you can kind of, that's what you need to kind of calculate. Okay, I can spend this much, because you can actually probably spend a lot more than you think. Because again, that's why I said, if you could just break even up front, or even get a small loss up front, but be even after a week or be even after a month, then you own that lead after that, and it's yours free and clear. And so then after that, you're sending traffic to it, and you're making money. Like I asked that question about what's the people's favorite traffic source, and the smart answer, and what several people said, was that your own email list, and that's true. So if you could, again, just break even on that. We call it a self-liquidating offer. Okay, have an offer up front that's enough to pay for that traffic, to pay for that lead. But you need to know what period of time. Okay, you need to know what period of time it is. So you need to know how much, okay, you're going to make in a week, how much you're going to make in a month, 6 months, etc. And then that's how you can, kind of base your budget. But this is like the RO metric stuff is really important and is very key. And I do want to spend the proper amount of time on it, especially for the more advanced people that can really use this information. But because we're going like 4.5 hours now, let's I don't want to keep the people waiting. So let's go ahead and get into a little thing that we talk about.
Okay. All right, let me go.
If they're ready. I don't know if they're ready for it, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
don't be scared out there.
I think the people who will be ready will
You guys been on for 4.5 hours. You guys have, really, shown some serious stamina, and I appreciate it. So, all right, here we go.
All right, so basically, yeah, like I was mentioning, like these massive data monetization techniques. These are how to build like massive lists really, really quickly, and basically, I mean, what it comes down to, I mean, it comes down to buying data, like, and when I say data, like buying leads, it's like you can generate leads by buying them on traffic sources, or you can just buy the leads directly, from people who've already generated them from other methods. You just buy them directly from them. And I'm not talking about buying, a couple leads here and there. I'm talking about buying massive amounts of leads and then doing something very specific with them to funnel them in. So basically, I mean, there's different ways, there's different types of leads that you can buy. And Greg was mentioning earlier, like the best type of lead is like a buyer lead. He's like, if you're going to have any type of list, a list that has buyers on it is going to be your best list. And I mentioned that, and sometimes if you're just straight up buying leads, from somebody else, from a lead broker, those leads are going to typically be the most expensive, the buyer lead, but they're probably going to yield the most on the back end for you. The most common leads, in the market that we're in, basically the CPA affiliate marketing industry, essentially, is opt-in leads. When you get these email submit leads, and people are entering their information, and by entering their information, they're agreeing to receive relevant offers from partners. So essentially, you talk to these companies who sell those leads. When they say, you'll be getting emails from relevant partners, what they're meaning is like they're going to essentially sell that email address or sell whatever data is the name, email, phone number to third parties, which would be us. If you're the affiliate, you would buy the leads from them, and then you would mail other offers to them. It could be your own offer, it could be CPA offers, it could be other affiliate products. So a lot of people, and the reason that we're hesitant to talk about this, because some people be like, oh, this is spam, I was like, what this is compliant, but some people think it's from, if you're on these lists and you're getting all these emails, think it's controversial. But like we were saying earlier, controversial or not, if you're not getting people complaining, and not complaining in a bad way, but just saying, oh, you're marketing too aggressively or whatever, then you're probably leaving money on the table, essentially. So this is a way that you can tap into. I don't want to say it's advanced, but you kind of have to know you have to be able to maneuver through it so that you're funneling the leads properly, because you can buy massive amounts of leads. And for instance, with co-registration leads, you will use, when I showed the Opt Intelligence form, we buy leads from we don't advertise within Opt Intelligence, in the sense that, when you see that Opt Intelligence form and there's a bunch of advertisers that you can get information from, we wouldn't necessarily advertise there, but we will buy the leads from people that get them. So we might be buying our own leads back, which has happened a lot of times, where we buy our own leads back, essentially. But there's just such a massive quantity of data that's coming in that it's the amount that you get and the cost per each record or each lead is very small. Yes, this is something that we do right now. This is something that literally this second, like as we speak, it's happening. So basically, yeah, this is something, but a lot of people are, who maybe are new to the industry, have never heard of doing it in this way, or knowing that that this is even possible to buy leads and essentially email them yourself and then funnel them in through various opt-in pages and monetization pathways. That's essentially what we do. But I'm just going to talk real quickly about these topics. So the co-registration leads, probably have gotten sold to multiple people. So there's other people that are also emailing those people, or maybe even following up with them by phone and direct mail. And then you have partial leads. What partials are basically is, if you go to a CPA offer, and like the BizOps that we were showing, that Greg showed, where the person has to enter their email address before they go to the long form sales letter, those people enter their name, phone number, and email address, maybe only 5% of them, maybe 3 to 5% of them will actually buy something. So the rest of them are partial. They're just email addresses that actually haven't bought anything. But at the end of the day, they are real people for the most part. So there are companies that sell those lists. So the advertiser, the owner of that CPA offer, also known as the advertiser, basically that they do stuff with those leads. They monetize those leads other than selling them a product. They monetize them by selling them to third-party bulk emailers, essentially, to monetize them as well. So that's another profit stream for some of these CPA offers that a lot of people, I guess, aren't really aware of that happens in the industry. But there's not that many people talking about this stuff. But it's like an underground, you call it underground gold mine, essentially, of people just emailing other offers to people who've already opted into other offers and making money that way. It's very effective.
Yeah, let me make sure you guys get this, okay? Because this is like seriously key, okay? Like most affiliates, okay, we buy traffic, say from media buys, PPC, CPV, or whatever. We buy traffic, we send them to the offer, and like, especially say like it's a free trial offer, okay? So then the first, when they're in the order process, they're trying to get the free trial. So they may put in, depending on the form, but they may put in their full contact, meaning, name, email, phone number, address, everything. And then they go to the next page and put in their credit card. Okay, well, obviously, like Rigo said, maybe 5 to 10% of them, actually put in their credit card. Okay, but they're actually in the act of buying. Okay, so you as an affiliate are spending your good money to produce this lead. I mean, obviously, you only get paid for the ones that sell, that buy, but you're actually paying the money to produce a partial. Okay, you can get partials. You can get partials all day, every day. I mean, and Rico probably, he does a lot more lead brokers than me, or this is data people than me. But I know myself personally, I bought partials for like 25, 30 cents a piece. Okay, now think about it. If you're a biz op, this is somebody that was in the process of ordering. Okay, they may not have ordered or finished ordering for a variety of reasons or whatever, but this is a pretty targeted lead. Okay, and this is, and so if you're going to email, okay, if you're going to email, do you want to email to just general data? You want to email to people that have already, partially completed a BizOp form. You know what I'm saying? This is, and not just BizOp, you can get partials for skin offer, you can get partials for weight loss, you can get partials for whatever. But, but if you're going to market to somebody, why not market to people that are already qualified that some other affiliate has already paid for the traffic to produce for you? It's a way better way to make money and to build a list, a way easier way to build a list. So I just want to interject that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but that's exactly right. Yeah, so this is not as simple as just setting up a PPC campaign, pulling some ads up, and running traffic. But like when you have the system set up, when you have the infrastructure set up, the ROI is crazy because you're targeting people where they've come from, and basically you can market relevant offers to them. So you can say, I just want people who have opted in or went through a BizOp pathway, or I just want people who went through a education pathway, or I want people who went through a coupon pathway, and you can get those leads. And there's lead brokers. There's lots of different places out there that provide this. A lot of them don't advertise themselves publicly, because they don't need to. It's like this small group of people, you meet at these events and things like that are brokers, and you can say, buy them directly from them. And a lot of times, you take into consideration like the offers that you're running traffic to, more likely than not, will be selling the leads. That's happened to us where we ask them like, hey, can this happened a couple years ago when I kind of accidentally was doing this before I was realizing what I was doing. I was like, we've been sending traffic to you, and I need to. Is it possible that we can find out who the people who bought the product or who opted in? And because we had been sending traffic, they're like, yeah, sure, here are the leads. So essentially, are you giving us the leads back that didn't buy, so we could follow up with them again? Because we didn't have a mechanism at the time to do that. But the point is that you'd be surprised at some of these companies who will sell you the leads that you've generated for them.
Yeah, and also the thing real quick too, you'd be surprised that not everybody is monetizing these leads that well. I've been in Utah, I've been in call centers and stuff, and it's a whole bunch of money being left on the table by these guys. Or like they may, first of all, not everybody even calls their partials, And then even if they do call them, it's all they do is call them. Okay, they don't email them, they don't do direct mail. I mean, because keep in mind, like I'm talking about, you can get a full, like you know, easily get a full record. You know, name, email address, everything. You know, 30 cents. You know, so you can send a postcard to them. You know, pretty cheap. I mean, you could do a lot of stuff, and like a lot of these guys are not monetizing this stuff, and so a lot of times you don't even have to buy it. You can make a deal, just make a rev share deal with them. Like, look, send me your parcels. You know, I'll email them, I'll do whatever. I'll SMS them because you get the phone numbers, and then we'll just split the money. And again, people ask me like where you find this stuff. I mean, you find it by networking. I mean, this is why, you know, I tell you, go to the shows, go to Philly Summit. Go to AdTech, you know, go to these, you know, LeadsCon, go to these different shows so you can meet people, because there's people there that have the data. There's people that are sitting on data. I mean, the last time I went, I remember, I don't know if it was Affiliate Summit before last or whatever, like, I had deals with like a couple of different people that just were sitting on, you know, millions of records. Like, hey, you can do something with them, you know, I mean, it's like that.
Yeah, literally, it is like, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, so it's like, you know, it's just a matter of getting out there, establishing relationships. You know, and doing it. And even on Facebook, I mean, you can network there. I mean, there's a lot of affiliate marketing Facebook groups or whatever, you know, you can just start asking around. I mean, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at how many, you know, names that you can get at your disposal and that you can put through your funnel, and they can become, you know, your list. I'm not saying you just buy those names and that's your list, but that's not your list. You know, but that's like your universe. That's like where you market to, that then you can put those, you know, names and emails or whatever through your funnel, and then that becomes your list. But it's an easy, fast way to do it. I wouldn't say easy, but it's definitely a fast way to do it, because you can literally buy, like, I mean, I don't even know what the limit is. I mean, there's so much data out here, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's really about how much, really, like, how much you can handle it from an infrastructure basis. Like, and I don't want to basically just say company names, because some of these companies, like, if you contact them, they'll be like, who are you? You know, how do you know me? Like, they're not looking for, like, they don't look for. So what I recommend doing, because I don't want to just say company names and everybody runs to them and then is like, well, they're not accepting me, or they're ignoring me, because, you know, you have to kind of, you know, either be introduced or, you know, kind of know how to talk the conversation, so to speak. That's what Greg was saying, like going to these events and talking with these guys, because they're not advertised, they're not, you know, putting ads up that they sell this stuff. I'm just going to go back here real quick to one of my, so just so for the guys who are interested in this, so I know who is specifically interested in this and wants that type of information, I put a page up here earlier. Okay, here. All right. Can you guys see that page? No. All right, hold on. Okay, here, yeah. So go here if you're interested in like getting information about the companies and like how to do that. Just go to superaffiliaterockstar.com/email conversions, and I can do that, because that's not something I just want to give away to. I want people who are specifically interested in this type of method, because this is not for. While this works very well, it's not like you can just log in and sign up for an account and things like that. It's a little different. It's kind of like doing a media buy. You kind of have to talk with people and have some conversation. So I don't want to send you there dry without knowing what to do first. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to get into one last piece with the infrastructure piece of it. Okay, so basically, I mean, you know, you're not going to buy a million email addresses and upload them to Aweber. It's just not. It's not happening. They're not going to let you do that. So you have to have an infrastructure in place. And this, honestly, you know, if you think about all the costs involved, and it varies depending on how much data you buy, most of the cost involved is the infrastructure, like maintaining the servers. And when I say maintaining, like you can have a company do all this, but like the cost of the servers, IP addresses, and hygiene, and I'll talk about that, cleaning out the data. That's where a lot of your cost comes in. So that's why I said the ROI can be really high, because you're not paying per click. In some cases, you may be only allowed to send a certain amount of emails per month or per day out, but it's so large that you know you can do a lot with it. So again, I could talk about some emailing softwares like for bulk email. Just go to superaffiliaterockstar.com/email conversions, and I'll have kind of a video series, because I don't want people just thinking that they can just contact some of these companies. Some of them are private, They do not advertise their services like Get Knows people. And there's a lot of options as well. So for time's sake, I think it's just easier if you guys just opt in there. So you can get dedicated servers. You need some domains to mail from, without getting all technical. But these are kind of the main things that you need to enable you to deploy massive amount of emails and actually have them, get to the inbox with a decent percentage, with a decent inbox rate. And then one thing I will talk about specifically, hygiene service. Basically what that means is that a lot of times you're buying these email addresses. Some of them may be not formed properly. Maybe somebody entered their email address incorrectly. And maybe the company or the lead broker that you bought the leads from hasn't cleaned their lead. They haven't basically scrubbed the leads to make sure that there's no malformed email addresses, making sure there's no malicious email addresses in there and things like that. So there's hygiene services that you can pay money. You send them your list. They clean it out for any potential issues and things like that. So when you get that list back, it's a much better chance that you'll have a better deliverability, because it all comes down to deliverability, your ability to get to the inbox. So, and when you're dealing with these email softwares, that's the difference. Like some people, I'm sure, probably have tested this and they're like, oh, I got terrible results. It's because probably none of your emails got to the inbox. Some of there's services out here that will promise they can send 1 million emails out for you for $99 or something like that, and then you get no results. It's because either they're not sending them for you or they're not hitting the inbox. So if you want to get like specific company information, it's if you just go to superaffiliaterockstar.com/email conversions, and because I have like a short video series on writing emails, and I can add some additional information for the guy specifically wanting that information. For buying data, I mean, it varies. It varies. Like Gerald, you're asking for buying data. Do you think I could get started with 20,000? Yeah, I mean, if you're buying buyer leads, 20,000 would be good. People who have bought something, But if you're buying leads that just enter their email address to get a free iPad, 20,000 may not be enough. I mean, I'm not saying it won't be enough, but you may have to email those people much more often to get a better return on investment versus somebody who's bought, or a partial who somebody was in the process of buying and then emailing them. So it varies depending on where the leads came from and where they opted in originally. And just so you know, guys, these are people who said, yes, I want to get more information from these aren't people that that we're just taking random email addresses off the street. This is like all legit stuff. So just want to be clear about that. But it really comes down to the infrastructure that you have in place. Some places you could send out 1 million emails a day. Others you might be only send out 1 million a month. So so others you might be only send 50,000 a month. So it would be pointless to buy 1 million email addresses if you can only send 50,000 out a month. So there's a lot of factors that go into this. And there's a bit of a setup process, but when you have it set up and when it's running and when you have those emails going out, it's very lucrative from an ROI standpoint. And in the strategy, I mean, this is just the infrastructure. The final thing I wanted to talk about was the strategy involved, like, what we're doing with this. We're not just emailing them just for the sake of emailing them. We're funneling them into a database, our own database, and we're funneling them into what we call a whitelisted ESPs, which is the email service provider. So we funnel into our own opt-in forms that are integrated with autoresponders that are whitelisted. What that means is that these autoresponders like Aweber and GetResponse and iContact, we're generating leads, through bulk emailing software. We're sending them to our own monetization pathways, our opt-in pages, essentially. Those opt-in pages are basically autoresponders that they're integrated with an autoresponder that is has a much higher chance of getting like a 90% plus inbox rate. Like I said before, getting to the inbox is the key. So, with the bulk email software, you're going to have a lower inbox rate than with a whitelisted autoresponder like Aweber and GetResponse. And that's why they don't allow you to upload 1 million email addresses to them, because if you send 1 million email addresses out through them and there's any potential spam complaints or bounce backs where the email's on a real email address and it bounces back, that messes up their reputation. They call it an IP reputation. It messes their reputation up. Therefore, their inbox rate would be lower for across the board. So it affects everybody on their network, so if somebody is sending unsolicited emails to bad email addresses on Aweber, it may affect you if you have an Aweber account. So they are very strict about making sure that only people who have opted in through their opt-in forms are on their list. And you can do that by using these bulk email softwares, funneling them in through these companies, and then at that point, now they're on your list. You're going to get high inbox rate, and you can build massive, 1,000 a day, basically. You can do it, especially when you have the infrastructure in place. It doesn't happen overnight, but when you set it up, and you can build these lists very quickly that way. And then at that point, you can send them to affiliate offers through, if you're using GetResponse or Aweber or iContact, you can send. And then but now you've built that list of people in a way that a lot of people do not talk about. That can be very effective. Like I said, this is not for everybody. That's why I said, I can get into the specifics for people who are specifically interested in that. Because I know some people, just getting started with landing page, doing some PPV or PPC traffic would be, quicker to get started with. With this, there's going to be some time to set up the server, set up the softwares, get the data, have it cleaned out. So, I'm just being upfront about that. So, the guys who are serious, I'll definitely have a conversation with about this and kind of give you some contacts so that you can be properly equipped if you decide to go this route with traffic generation. But I would recommend, as you kind of go through the ranks of building a list and adding this into your portfolio of traffic generation techniques, because the ROI is nice when you get things set up properly. So do you guys have any questions? Does that make sense to some of you guys here on just one of these high-end traffic techniques? Yeah, okay. If you opt into email conversions, you're not going to get the emails right away. My staff, they're going to we want to make sure that the people who opt in actually pay for this training. We don't want to just send those emails out because things can. We don't want this just in the hands of everybody. So yeah, you won't get the videos immediately. You won't get the videos immediately. If you after you opted in, there's like a thank you page. It says we will. Actually, let me just go to it. So I need to try to explain. I can just show it to you here. So this is because I knew if we try to cover everything, we'd be on here for like 10 hours. So I just wanted to make sure we continue to give you some value. So I'll just have a video series for you guys specifically for writing emails. So this is the page. If you go to email conversions, opt in here, just your email address that you want where the video should be sent to, and then your PayPal. Since everybody in here paid through PayPal, just enter your PayPal address so our staff can confirm that you've actually bought this and got access to it, because these can easily get out, in the open. Because as you see, it's on the Facebook page, and I don't think everybody on the Facebook page has paid, but no big deal. I'm not tripping. But that's why we always want to check, so we can preserve the people who have invested, preserve the value that you guys are getting here. And then after you enter, it just says success. After we verify your purchase, you will receive the video series. So that's the reason you haven't received the videos, because our staff has not yet verified all the information. Cool. All right, Greg. I think I've said enough. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Yeah. Oh man. And I apologize for going so long, people. I mean, I knew we had a lot of stuff, and this is such a big topic, so we'll definitely schedule some type of follow-up webinar. I did not mean to go this long. I barely have a voice. So anyway, so we definitely will have a follow-up. Especially for the people that are on, that paid for this one, and that don't cancel. If you don't think it's worth it, that's fine. I understand. But if you don't think it's worth it, you probably don't think the next one's worth it either. So the people that don't cancel, we'll have a follow-up. We kind of, because there's some other stuff that I wanted to cover as well, like how to get the big spending lists like Rico was talking about, markets very fluent and how to really get people to spend a lot of money. Again, it's something that I've done a lot because, my list is bigger now, but when I say my list, I mean like what I call the guru list or super affiliate rockstar list, but back, up to about, there was only 1,500 people on it, so 1,500 people. It's not a big list. And I did over $1.1 million with 1,500 people. All right, so I'm pretty good at monetizing lists as far as really high end. So we can talk about that a little next time. But just real quick, I just want to, and everybody's going to have a copy of this, by the way. I will send you a copy of this. But I just kind of wanted to just go through a step-by-step thing. Pick a demographic, okay? Don't pick necessarily start with the offer. Pick a demographic, okay? I think a good demographic are, like I said, mothers, really good because you got all kinds of offers. I would say biz op seekers are kind of like a demographic, but like you might say like young adults, if you get into like the pin submit stuff and more of the pop culture type stuff, submits like that, freebies, seekers, stuff like that. So anyway, so pick that, and then pick 5 to 10 offers that would appeal to that niche or that demographic, and then do a simple squeeze page, nothing complicated. Like I just showed you, most of the ones I showed you that I used that were the most effective were very simple. And if you don't know how to make it yourself, you can get somebody to make it. Get on Fiverr, get on Scriptlance, get on Elance. Pretty simple here. And then you have an initial offer. Okay, so if you giving away something for free, like I was saying, you could do a one-time offer, or like I was saying, step 3.5, like I said in that video that I gave about the double opt-in, like how you can, when somebody double opts in and confirms, you can get that. I would definitely recommend that you just do single opt-in because the list will end up being a lot bigger. Sometimes you might be forced into the double opt-in, and so if you do double opt-in, then you want to give them an incentive to confirm A, and then B, you want to present them an offer right after they confirm. Then you want to set up your follow-ups, okay? A real bad thing to do or trap it out, I've fallen into before is like, I'll maybe write 1 or 2 follow-ups, and then that's it. And then I'll be telling myself I'll write the other ones as I go, and I never do. So at least have like your first week or 2 weeks of follow-ups already written. If you can't write yourself, then again, pay somebody else. There's people that are write for cheap out here. Obviously, once you have that stuff set up, everything's set up, ready for traffic, you send traffic. I recommend CPV. And then, test like a madman, okay? My friend Lloyd, he has this thing called Train Like a Madman. Well, test like a madman, okay? You can use splittestrockstar.com, do all split testing you want to do, and it's free. You want to get more advanced, visual website optimizer, again, some of the tools that we use. But keep building out that path, like keep adding follows, because you want to contact the people till they buy or die, okay? Or obviously till they opt out, all right? So you keep emailing them. When you first start off, the first week, first 2 weeks, you might want to email them every day, because, hey, if they opt out, if they don't want to see your emails and everything, they're probably not going to buy anything anyway or take any actions anyway. So, maybe like every day for the first week to promote whatever the initial offer is. Then after that, space them out, maybe once a week or something like that. But you can, but get that stuff, keep adding to it, keep adding monetization elements. You can keep it going. Multiple media follow-up, okay? So if you get there, try to get their full contact information. So then you got email, then you can SMS them, you can send a postcard to them, you can have a call center call them, and then you systematize it. Once you have all stuff set up, you got your numbers and everything, you have a system, okay? And then you bank, okay, you make money for a while, say a couple of years, you cash out, you sell it, okay? And again, like people think that businesses that are getting sold these days are like these real huge complex corporations. No, they're not, okay? Like regular, I'm telling you, I know regular people, regular internet marketers that just have a regular, like little niche site or little business. They got a list, and they sell it for like $1 million or $2 million. After like, a year or so. There were less than a year. I know guys that sold businesses for $4 or $5 million, inside of a year. All right, so you'd be shocked. Okay, if you got some cash flow, if you got a list, you got people that's buying stuff, you can cash out. Like I said in the video. Okay. As far as next, you definitely want to apply, once you get all this stuff set up, definitely apply a call center because it's a lot easier. I won't say a lot easier, but it's very effective selling stuff over the phone. and getting these offers filled out over the phone. So that's something else that you can do. I highly recommend spying. One place that I really recommend is a place called Black Pops. You can reach it from here, rockstaroffer.com/pops. They basically, oh man.
Great. I didn't know if you had a list because it's.
I did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm tripping. I thought I was already showing.
No, I didn't realize you had a list there. Okay.
I'm sorry. This is the top 10. So you're saying you'll get a copy of this. But yeah, Rockstar offer /pops. It's basically a spy tool for CPV, so you can see like all kinds of different squeeze pages and stuff that people are using right now. So that's a really good tool. And again, testing, use splittest.rockstar.com. I mentioned the voiceovers before. Voiceovers are extremely powerful. You can get a professional. You can get like a person that does commercials, to do your voiceover or whatever kind of voice you want. VoiceTalentNow.com is who I use for the most part. They're quick and easy. Let me see. Here's their site right here. Voice Talent Now. And all you do is like basically like you go through and they have like samples of people's voices, so you can pick whose voice you like, and they'll tell you like if they're available, like how quickly you can get your voiceover done. You order and then you get your audio like in a couple hours. I mean, it depends on I guess how busy they are, but I've gotten them in as little as an hour. Like you do this through 1 hour, you got your voiceover done. And it's like $49. I think $49 up to is it 30 seconds or 60 seconds? I think up to 60 seconds. Don't quote me on that. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, so it's up to 60 seconds for $49. So it's a great deal. And they're very effective, especially with CPV when you can have some sound. And it's again, you can get a professional type of voice. You can get, if you want a British accent, you can get a British accent. That's really effective. So I use them quite a bit. I wholeheartedly recommend them. And so that's that. So that's again. There's a couple. There's some other stuff that we can cover, and I do want to have a follow up to this, especially maybe after you guys have had some time to kind of absorb everything that we've talked about here. So we'll definitely let you know about that. I mean, we have the records of who has paid and who doesn't, and speaking of that, again, let's see. I should have put this before, my bad. All right, oops, cancel that. All right, so if for whatever reason, you don't think this 5-hour webinar was worth $97, then just send an email to cancel@superfillerrockstar.com, and we will, step in there and make sure that you don't get charged. One thing I just do ask, just have a little integrity. Is $97 going to make or break me? No, it's definitely not, thankfully. But at the same time, hey, I work hard. Rico works hard. We work hard for this, and just trying to give you the best information. I mean, we really literally try to teach you everything that we know, about building lists. I mean, the only thing left after this is implementing it and doing it. Okay. So I've actually put a lot of time in this. So, but hey, if you don't think it's worth it, cancel at superfillerrockstar.com. But all I ask is that if you actually do get some value out of it, to just not be, a cheapskate or whatever, and just cancel anyway, because there's such a thing as karma. And I find that the people that try to do this shortcut stuff and try to like, cheat people kind of like that, end up not, end up being broke. So anyway, so cancel superfillerrockstar.com if you're interested. And like I said, we will do a follow up for, for the people that remained on. And real quick, I just wanted to give, we got one more, what's the name to give away, right? One more fabulous.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Yep, we got one more left.
I'm gonna give it to. Is iPad Pete still on?
He is. Yeah.
iPad Pete. I don't know if he might not want it. Because he's iPad Pete. I don't know if he wants to be cool. iPad Pete. Do you want this Google Nexus 7? If not, I'll give it to somebody else. iPad Pete.
No, I think he's thinking about it.
Uh-oh. Nah, I know iPad Pete. He's there somewhere. So, all right, he can. we'll make sure iPad Pete gets it because he's a good guy. All right, so that's that. So that's that, guys. So hey, I appreciate you guys staying on. I mean, this is like ridiculously long. I did not plan on it being this long. Because of that, I don't want to have any extensive Q&A after this. So if you still have a question, I tell you what, if you still have any other questions, how should we do it, Rico? How do you want to handle it? So both of us can see their questions.
They can send it to info@superaffiliate.
Yeah. Send it to info@superaffiliaterockstar.com if you have any questions about this that didn't get answered. So because I want to make sure that everybody's got their questions answered and at least get started. Because look, guys, I mean, this is all well and good and everything, but you got to implement. Okay, you got to do it, man. All right. You got to do something. Even it's not going to be perfect at first. I mean, again, my friend Loda was talking about, just throw some shit on the wall, see what sticks. That's how I got started. That's how Rico got started. Rico was probably a little bit more precise with his shit though.
Not necessarily, but I like to.
But that's not, the only reason that we're sitting here teaching this stuff because we've already gone through and made all the mistakes. Okay, we've already made all the mistakes that could possibly be made. And so therefore, just want to make sure that you don't have to make those mistakes. So it's a shortcut for you. So anyway, so any other questions? info@superaffiliaterockstar.com. Other than that, I gotta go. I'm tired. I gotta go smoke a blunt actually. I appreciate you guys, being on here, and again, stay on the Facebook group. We'll be in touch. Ask any questions too in the Facebook group as well that you have about this or any other topic. And either myself, Rico, or some of the other members in the group, we'll help you out. So, any last words, Rico?
Other than implement, guys, that's the difference. I mean, just take action. I mean, that's the difference. That's all I have to say. The guys who will see success are the ones who take action, period. Consistent action, not just like one day or 1 week, consistently. That's all I got to say. Cool.
All right, well, with that, we're going to sign out here, and you know how to get at us if you need to. So you guys have a good day, evening, whatever it is in your area, and we'll talk to you later.